News updates coming in where a big confession by Pakistani Deputy Prime Minister has been made. Pakistan has admitted that India refused third-party role in ceasefire talks. Ishaq Dar has made a statement saying that ceasefire offer came through US, but India did not agree. He also went on to say that India categorically made this issue a bilateral one, saying that US President Donald Trump's claimed credit for India-Pakistan ceasefire might not be true, as India said that it will continue to be a bilateral issue and no third-party sort of interjection or third-party talks and roles has been denied now.
Well,
Shivani, this is for the first time that we've got a statement from the Pakistani side saying very clearly that there was no role played by the US or the President Donald Trump there in the bilaterals between India and Pakistan.
See, Sonal, we need to understand one thing, that India has always rejected any third-party interference when it comes to Kashmir issue. And what the Foreign Minister of Pakistan was mentioning right now, that he's asking, he seeks a dialogue, a comprehensive one that also includes Kashmir issue. So there's no question of a dialogue or a debate on Kashmir issue. That's what India has been very clear about. India and the Prime Minister, the Defense Minister, and several top officials of the Indian Armed Forces, they told categorically that how the ceasefire understanding was met. It was the action against terror camps, the action against Pakistani Air Force, the action against Pakistan that brought them onto knees. And just in 4 days, they were asking and they were pleading for a ceasefire understanding. So whatever Pakistan or Pakistan's minister say, it's actually laughable. I was listening to him and he was saying Pakistan is a peace-loving country. You and me and all Indians, we all know. And even on the global forum, people know how peace-loving Pakistan is. So peace and Pakistan are poles apart. Whatever is being said is just another lie and a propaganda by Pakistan.
All right, Gaurav Sawant also joins us for the very latest on this. Gaurav, make sense of these statements, please. What does this mean? We understand that Pakistan and US are also going to get into a conversation very soon. But at this point, what is this? Is this a goof up by Pakistan? They didn't want this bit to come out? Or what exactly are they trying to play here with making these statements?
So this is a statement which is a fact, and this does embarrass US President Donald Trump, because India had insisted there is no third-party mediation when it comes to Jammu and Kashmir. Whether it's Donald Trump in the United States of America or Xi Jinping in China, several world leaders have tried to intervene and said that they're happy to mediate, or they're willing to mediate, or they want to mediate. And India has categorically said, especially after 1971 war and the Simla agreement, that Jammu and Kashmir is a bilateral issue and it will be decided, between India and Pakistan. That's point one. There's also a caveat that in a terror-free environment, that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has made very clear, any dialogue with Pakistan can only be in a terror-free environment, and for that Pakistan has to stop terror. So this is Pakistan's Deputy Prime Minister. He's conceding that Pakistan had approached the United States of America. He'd had a conversation with Marco Rubio. He wanted America to intervene, but Marco Rubio came back to him and told him India doesn't want any third-party mediation. India wants it to be bilateral. So now Pakistan is saying, we are okay with bilateral, but it has to be comprehensive. And India is very clear. Pakistan has to stop terror first. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has repeatedly said, "Goli bari ke beech baatcheet sunai nahi deti." So Pakistan has to take action against India-centric terror for dialogue, but it's a major shot in the arm for India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the floor of the House had said there was no third-party intervention, despite Donald Trump 30 times, 40 times, 50 times. You and I have lost count the number of times he said that he got that ceasefire. The fact remains, America had no role to play, at least in talking to India. India had said it has to be bilateral.
Got it. But Gaurav, this is perhaps the first time India and Pakistan are actually saying the same thing. This is perhaps for the first time that we both agree on something that actually happened. Just help us understand, what does US or perhaps Donald Trump even gain by making claims like these, especially in the environment that we are in right now, in the middle of trade wars, in the middle of war over oil. I mean, all of this going on, what does this mean?
So Donald Trump wants a Nobel Prize. He's desperate for a Nobel Prize, and he tried everything under the sun to get one. He said, before I get into the White House, I'll get Russia and Ukraine to stop fighting. He's failed in that. He thought India, Pakistan is low-hanging fruit. I was reporting from G7 summit in Caracas in Canada. That's the time that Donald Trump made that phone call to Prime Minister Narendra Modi and said, why don't you stop by and let's meet at the White House. Now, that's the time that Asim Munir was already there. Donald Trump was looking for a photo op that he got the Indian Prime Minister and the Pakistani army chief to shake hands. India was wiser, and India said, no, there's already an engagement in another country. The Prime Minister has to go there, meet the head of state before he comes back home. So he didn't go to America, and that's what got Donald Trump very angry. He thought that, his Nobel Prize is slipping away. No peace between Russia, Ukraine, no peace between Israel, Iran, and Hamas. And then between India and Pakistan, India has made it very clear he had no role to play. A military dictator who virtually usurped power in Pakistan, elevated himself to the rank of a field marshal despite losing war, nominated him for a Nobel Prize. And Donald Trump, thought that if India also nominates me for a Nobel Prize, he may get one. But Prime Minister Narendra Modi keeps India first and said, no, you had no role to play, which is now being borne out even from the conversation that happened between Ishaq Dar, the Deputy Prime Minister of Pakistan, with the television network.